Yes, people, we are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and I'm joined by special guest co-host. I can't even call him just a special guest now.
Get me?
Special guest co-host in the building, Mr. Ivorian, aka Mr. Red United TV. So first and foremost, Ivorian, how you doing? You good?
Bro, big up, Flawless, and big up to everyone that's tuned in. I'm now become a special guest co-host. Man, cemented my place here.
You did.
I'm trying to become a household name now, guys. So get used to this, guys, because this face you'll be seeing a lot.
Yeah.
But big up to everyone that's tuning. Smash that like button and remember to subscribe. We're here discussing everything Manchester United, what's been
Nice.
going on throughout the week, bro. Flawless, how you been, man?
Yeah, man, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it moving as always. Another day, more stream. So looking forward to this show as always. Season coming to a close as well. So yeah, you will see Ivorian, who has cemented his place. You soon become a household name. The people love you over here. Trust me. If the comments didn't love you, they would have said. So like I said, people, ManDem United podcast, all things Manchester United. We will be starting going forward now, 5:30 people. So this show on Tuesday and the ManDem United on Thursdays, 5:30 p.m. But please keep all your questions and comments Manchester United related, people. And as you can see from the title, Ten Hag has a big job on his hands. That's what I titled this episode. So yeah, we're gonna run through the squad and some of the issues that, well, not even some of the issues. Yeah, some of the issues that Ten Hag will face because there is a lot going on. But first and foremost, whether you're watching the show live right now or you're watching this back, hit the like button on the video. Make sure you do that. Share this across all the socials and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, roll to 4K as well. But we'll go with you, Ivorian. Where do you want to start first and foremost in regards to Manchester United and the issues we may be facing? What are you looking at, like, in terms of defensive issues, whether it's the fullback area, it could be the centre back. Obviously, we've been linked with Timber, could be one of the fullback areas because I think left back is a major problem. I think the whole midfield is an issue with the amount of midfielders we're losing because Matic has gone, Pogba's gone, Lingard's gone, Mata's gone, McTominay's not good enough to me, Bruno's not good enough. Right wing, we've only got barely Alanga out there. Diallo's coming back, but he's young. Strikers, we could have zero senior strikers. We know Cavani's leaving. There's no guarantee Martial stays, even though reports have come out and said Cristiano Ronaldo is a part of Ten Hag's plans. Who knows if Ronaldo's going to stay? So your thought, where do you want to start?
Definitely, you know what, yeah. Our main problem, of course, at Manchester United has been our midfield. For so long, we've been unable to control a simple game of football, even against the lesser side. You can see that they easily run through us like it's nothing. Midfield-wise, because we are losing, unfortunately, we potentially will be losing Paul Pogba for the way things are going right now. Matic, who has announced that he will be leaving. Juan Mata will also be leaving on the free. And yeah, it's a big hole. We don't know whether Van der Beek will be able to fill up the holes that we left behind as well. So definitely we need to strengthen in midfield. We need to get that midfield core that can actually play in the midfield, dominate midfield, ball, hold up the ball. The ball retention is really, really important. So yeah, as far as the news being flying in, whether it's true or not, whether this potential player could be coming in, which we'll touch on later on. That's the most important thing. Then after that, you know what? Yeah, up front, we need to sort out our defense. We need to sort out our defense. The centre back is an issue right now. We also Harry Maguire's tremendous, horrible season he's had. The horrible performance he's been making week in, week out, and still getting away with it. The fact that we've had Varane, who has been unable to be fit throughout the season, he's been a problem as well. So next season, we don't know. Lindelof as well. We all have our own opinions, but he's the only person that we can say has been reliable, the most reliable defender throughout the whole entire season, even though we have our issues and we think he's soft at times. And then our fullbacks, let's not start about our fullbacks, bro. They can't cross, they can't pass, they can't defend. That needs to be addressed. Up front, we're all right. We've been all right up front at times, As long as we can get the midfield sorted out, our strikers will be all right, As long as they can get the service. But definitely, in my opinion. And then last but not least, which is getting sorted out, is upstairs. Well, let's not talk about players. We have an issue upstairs, you know. We need to sort out everything. The coaches, the board members or whatever, the people who run the club day in, day out, you know, that needs to be addressed first and foremost before we start addressing the players, the squad selection. So definitely, man. Midfield first if it comes to the squad. But my most important thing is upstairs needs to be sorted. ASAP, get the right people in, and then everything can fall into places. Without that being sorted out, I don't think everything else can fall into places. You know what I mean, Flawless?
Yeah. What's crazy is you literally just named everything. That's the problem. We literally just I mentioned centre backs, full backs, midfield, wide players, strikers, and upstairs. Literally everything. Let me run through some of the comments as well. Welcome to Daniel. That's enjoying Arsenal's fan sadness. Oh, beautiful scenes. Beautiful scenes. Champions League, Arsenal. 1 game a week, Arsenal. Arteta's this and that. All these young players are this and that. And I told everyone, never thought just because I dislike Arsenal, which I do that I was hating, which I do hate on Arsenal because they're our rivals, that they're not very good. I said this for the longest. And the fact they was in a top 4 race with Manchester United for so long tells you all you need to know. This is the worst Manchester United have been in the Premier League era ever. This is our worst season ever. And they're going to finish 1 place above us. Probably 7-8 points above us. It's one of the best seasons they've ever had. 1 weaker season, spending 150. They spend the most in the summer, but yet they're 8 points clear of us, I think it is, and 1 place in front. That tells you the levels they're at. But people thought I was hating. Now Arsenal fans are quiet. Can't hear from them no more.
Can't really hear from them, man. Ever since they lost to Tottenham, man. It's nice to see, man. It's nice. We are all looking forward to the All or Nothing TV series because it definitely will end with nothing at the end of the season for them. I just want to see what happens in the dressing room after that loss against Newcastle. I want to see that footage exclusively, you know. I want to see how the players reacted, whether they started cussing each other off and saying that it's your fault, you didn't listen to instructions off the Shaka's comments, you know. People not here listen to managers' tactics. I want to see what happened. I want to see if it's the same situation between Son and Hugo Lloris. That one was a bit fiery. You get me? But continue, Flores. Sorry about that.
Nah, it's all well and good and that. People, like I said, people thought I was just hating the team. It's not that good, and we're seeing that. Like, the thing is, nobody's surprised they got beat by Newcastle. That should be a shock. If they're a good side, and as great as everyone was making out, it should be a shock that they go to Newcastle and get beat. Nobody's surprised. They got beat 3-0 by Spurs. Nobody's surprised. The opening day of the season, they go to newly promoted Brentford. Who was shocked there? It's funny that they got beat by Brentford, but again, it's not a surprise. It's not a shock. I was out. Shout out to Saeed. Shout out to Aaron. We was with Adam Matic because it was his birthday that day. We was all busting joke about it, but we all expected it. Like, Arsenal going away from home and getting beat is a regular thing, and people are like, oh, it's changed. They've lost 13 games this season. They've lost 13 games out of 37 people. Never mind how many draws are in there. But again, like I said, this is 1 game a week. This is them spending 150 million. This is them getting rid of all the experienced players that were a problem, the likes of Aubameyang. They're just not that good, but it is what it is. Big up to Jago as well, says Jamaica in the house. Big up Flawless. Big up to you. Love to see the Caribbean, you know what I'm saying, and in the building and that. Love to see the Caribbean people in the building. Backside, I'm actually on time. Like, my name's Jarul. Yes, Flawless. But man, big up Disgruntled Blogger. Big up my guy Daniel as well, who's also a member. Starts to have a house, Sarcasm City. Let's go. Big up to you. Big up my bro, says Dan Silly, man. Yo, big up Dan. You know what I'm saying? You can catch him here on Watch Alongs as well. Boxing says Arsenal are a gift that keeps coming. Absolutely. Large up to, I believe that is Mina, who I think it's Mina. Big up to you, Mina, if it's the Mina I'm thinking of. Large up, I need to get a run if it's you, Mina, because it's been a minute. Shout out the whole Gold Diggers podcast as well. How can Arsenal still be the biggest banter club after Man United's worst season? Exactly. When I'm saying I like it. Whoa, Arsenal ain't getting top 4. We'll see them in Europa League. We'll probably book them in Europa League. That'll be fun. Looking forward to Europa League.
Funny thing, I was like, you men are trying to leave the table. No. Come back here, bro. Man, at the table warm for you, you know, a chair warm for Arsenal fans. You ain't going no Champions League with us in Europa League or Conference League, whichever one we want to flow with.
100%. Malcolm says big up to ManDem as well. Daredevil says big up Flawless, and the new guy, that's Ivorian Daredevil, says love from USA here. Excited for the summer on how Ten Hag will work with the squad and transfers up the Red Devils. 100%. Yeah, Mina, in due time we're gonna make that happen over the summer. 110%. Yes, and large up to Mina as well. So where we'll go with, you know what? You mentioned it to me in a message when we was talking yesterday. Paul Pogba. Yes. Do you think he stays? Do you think he leaves? What would you prefer to happen? Talk to me.
Bro, this Labile guy is playing with us. He's toying with our minds. Earlier, was it yesterday? He tweeted, Hamano, you're a top player and a top man. It's great to have you as a friend and to have shared moments with you at Juventus. Hope to see you soon at Paulo Dybala. Got us thinking, Jesus, stop playing with our feelings. What are you trying to say, Labile? Are you going or is he coming? Stop playing with me, man. Paul Labile Pogba is just toying with our hearts, man. He's 100, to me, 97% should be going. He is going. I read that as, yeah, he probably will be going to Juventus and playing with Paulo Dybala. Whether Paulo Dybala renews his contract with Juventus, because his contract is also up for it's also expiring, so it's also up for debate with Juventus. But when he said that, I was just thinking, yo, Pogba, you never tweet anything good, bruv. Just whether it's your management team, seriously, you need to tell them to stop. Stop. Are you asking for hate? Like, do you want hate from? Because of course you got Man United fans that hate him, and you got Man United fans that love him. Those who hate him still want him to stay discreetly. They just say they want him to leave, but really and truly, they really want him to stay. But Labile Pogba, man, honestly speaking, man, you need to stop playing with us. Just say you're leaving. Honestly, sir, stop playing these games with us, man. We're not your girlfriend. You're trying to chase us, and you're playing games like I like you not. Like it needs to stop, man, because it's not good for us as well as fans. Those who want Paul Pogba to stay, it's not good for them because they're already in two minds. Like, is he going? Is he staying? I don't know what this means. This message. But in my opinion, I see Pogba leaving, man. There is no way he's staying unless Ten Hag springs some magical words in his ears and whispers that some sweet lies at nighttime, you know, and make him change his mind, which I highly doubt, because of course he's been here for 6 years. Nothing's changed for him. What's going to change now? What, a new man in? Is that really going to change? Nah. So yeah, he's out, man. What about you, Flawless? What's your thoughts on that? Because that tweet was a bit crazy.
Yeah, with it. So I'm like, I've said, obviously Pogba, one of my favorite players. I think he's quality. The way that we've just not built around him in his entire time here is just so stupid. And just sums up Manchester United. How you can have a player of that quality and not put the pieces around him to try and win things, because he's more than good enough. And we've seen this, like whether it's at club level with Juventus, whether it's at international level with France. If you put him in the correct team, you can win things, you can compete for things. This guy's been in Champions League finals. This guy's won Serie A. He's won Coppa Italias. He's won a World Cup. So it's kind of like he is not the problem. Yeah, he needs to move on though. He does. I think it is time, and it hurts me to say that because I'm looking at it and I'm like, you're one of those players that you are built to win now. Manchester United are not built to win now. This is why you need to leave. And I put Ronaldo in that bracket as well. I put Cristiano Ronaldo in that bracket because, and Ronaldo's more so in that bracket because he's 37. But Pogba's in his prime years. But we are not. We talking about a rebuild 3-4 years. So Pogba going to wait around till he's 33, 34. Go to a PSG, go to a Real Madrid, go to a Juventus, and go and be successful. Would I personally like to see him go back to Juventus? No. I don't think that's the correct move, in it. From like, if I'm advising him from a footballing perspective, I look at it and go, nah. So I'm like, go Real Madrid or PSG, go for something new. I think Real Madrid is set up for you perfectly. And I also agree that PSG is not as good a situation as Real Madrid, but it's also a fantastic situation. In regards to him congratulating Dybala, I ain't too fussed about that, to be honest. I'm not too fussed. That's his brethren. I don't really pay too much attention. Whatever he posts, he's gonna get criticism in it. Pogba could post and be like, yo, Pogba could post and be like, right, my plan is to donate 20 million to World Hunger this year. And people in the comments would be like, what, you need to work on your game, stop concentrating on World Hunger, blah, blah, blah. Legit. They blame him, like that's what he would do. He could post whatever, you get what I'm saying? He could be like, yo, I'm gonna try and find a cure for COVID and that. People would be like, yo, you need to worry about tracking runners in the Manchester United team. Whatever he posts, he is going to receive criticism. He could post his kids and be like, yo, I love my kids, I love my woman. And people are going to be in the comments saying, you need to love Manchester United, concentrate on your football, yada, yada, yada. So that's why. Do I believe he goes? Yes. But with Manchester United, things are never as simple as it seems. But I personally wouldn't like to see it. From a footballing fan perspective, I don't want to see him go back to Juventus. I'd rather him go Real Madrid or PSG. I'd love to see him and Mbappe at club level, whether it's PSG or Real Madrid or those two and Benzema at Real Madrid as well. And you throw Modric in the mix, Vinicius Jr. in the mix. Who else they might sign? A Camavinga. They've got Rudiger as well. I want to see Real Madrid. I just want to see a team click up. Why not? We ain't in the Champions League. That's not our worry. You know what I'm saying in that? Real Madrid moving toward the English teams over here. We see them move to Chelsea, City, and hopefully Liverpool in the Champions League final. But that's a whole other conversation. Daniel saying Pogba 95% is gone. I agree. Zahad says if he stays, it's only for the money. I hear that. The question for Pogba, he just needs to go. I hear that. Yeah, it's always the respect Pogba, man. Don't be silly. He can congratulate his friend. Absolutely, I agree with this. He can. He's always gonna receive criticism. Pogba just needs to go now. It's jarring. It is dragging on. I hear this, Daniel, and that's not a shot at him. I've said this for the longest. All parties involved have been at fault here. Whether it was Pogba, whether it's his agent, RIP to Raiola, whether it's that Man United hierarchy. Like I said, Pogba and the manager, whoever it was at the time, and see each other on a regular basis. You might see each other on a daily basis. All it takes is one conversation in the office to solve this problem. But hopefully it gets solved and a line is drawn in the sand in it, because this is longer than a Dragon Ball Z saga. This thing. This is longer than the
Frieza saga.
Longer than the Frieza saga, which is my favorite saga, by the way, but it's longer than the Frieza saga. This is Goku fighting Frieza.
We're on the episode where Frieza has just done his second transformation. We're still waiting for the third one, bro. That's the situation we're in.
We're still waiting. Daniel makes a great point, and I've mentioned this point. With Pogba gone, that's a big chunk of your wage bill gone. Yeah, absolutely, massive. And that's not just him. When you look at it, like I said, we've mentioned him. We've mentioned Mato. We've mentioned Matic. We've mentioned Lingard, Cavani. That's 5 massive wages off the wage bill. You add in a Phil Jones. You add in a Cavani. You add in potentially a Tevez. You add in a Wan-Bissaka. You add in a Phil Jones. Like, you've got literally, you could have 11, 12 players leaving, a whole starting 11. If Dean Henderson goes as well, that clears up. So you're talking maybe 2-3 million in terms of wage budget. So I'm all for it. Dybala's his boy wouldn't read too much into that. Yeah, but like, you congratulate this guy. Like I said, I don't really pay too much attention to like posts and stuff like that. Like, I'm not really.
To me, that see you soon could be see you in Malia. You never know. See you in Covos or whatever. It could be a holiday thing. You just never know with that one. But it's something that at the moment is like raw. Like, you know how these fans are behaving. You know how people read into it, and it's so two-sided, and you get people all crazy and jumping. Sometimes just be careful about the things you tweet. But I'm not one to tell you to tweet whatever you want to tweet, bro. I'm not the one. I'm just saying be careful.
Yeah, I get what you're saying
because you already know what the situation is right now. Like, you're not loved, even though I love you, but they don't love you.
Yeah, we know what they're like. Mm-hmm. Guys, when do you think we should look for a new goalkeeper? Someone that's a keeper, sweeper, and someone who has good kicking. We'll go to you first on that. This is a good question from Daredevil.
That's I know you're in two minds because, of course, you want a goalkeeper that's good on his feet, that can spread the ball up and all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that.
But with me, with David De Gea, I'm still I'm still a fan of David De Gea. I know he's had a bad season. The last couple of 2 seasons, it's been bad, but he's had about 3 or 4 outstanding seasons for Manchester United, and this is where, of course, what's it called? The word sentiment will come into it. But even though I no longer want us to be sentiment, the fact that we should stick by David De Gea because he stuck by us when shit wasn't right, when shit was bad, he was making saves and etc. Kept us in games. Even this season as well, he's kept us in games. I still feel like there's a player we can still work with, although he's in his 30s. He can still work on his passing range and from short distributions to long distributions. I believe Ten Hag is the type of coach, of course, we all know he's a coach first, then a manager second, so he's there. He will coach these players to get better at their passing and, ball possession and retention. So I still feel like we can still keep the heel, maybe side a backup goalkeeper with potential as well. Eventually replace De Gea because another 2-3 seasons I still David De Gea here. Like, De Gea is here to stay. With the Henderson situation, of course, he might be leaving, and then of course you got Lee Grant. For some reason, has been fast tracked to be a coach. That's the thing that happens at Manchester United. You get fast tracked for stuff that you're not qualified for. You're not even qualified to be fast tracked, but they get fast tracked. So yeah, man, Lee Grant leaving. Yeah, I still feel like we we still need a keeper to come in because of Dean Henson. But David De Gea is number one for me, man. Regardless of how poor he's been the last 2 seasons, he stepped up again. He's picked up his form, and I believe with a much more solid defense, he will look great again. He will be that great keeper that we all loved, and still love as well.
Yeah, because he has his form. Because I was very critical of him, but his form has picked up this season. He has had a better season, and it's about time he owed us because he wasn't good for 3 seasons prior to this one. In regards to, do I want a new goalkeeper? Yes, but not yet. I don't look at that in terms of being high on the priority list, but it's something I'm looking at probably the start of next season. So I think we just have bigger issues as we started, and as we stated at the start of the show, how many problems we have, because Manchester United have a lot of problems, literally from defense all the way through the team to attack to the board. But do I want a modern? Statman Baines talks about this all the time. Shout out to Statman in terms of needing a modern day goalkeeper, and De Gea is just not it. Can he do the basics in terms of saving shots? Absolutely. But when it comes to distribution, when it comes to playing out from the back, when it comes to even the long kicking, like even the goal we conceded against Brighton when Sanchez kicked the ball to Cucurella, I can't remember what goal it was. De Gea can't do that. We can't score that goal. We can't. And it's modern day football. It's like modern day fullbacks. Like back in the 90s, early 2000s, you could maybe have a fullback who wasn't the best going forward on the ball. Now in today's era, as a fullback, you have to be great on the ball. This is why Wan-Bissaka suffers. It's the same with goalkeepers, but I'm not going to pinpoint that and go De Gea is really low on the priority list. Like I said, centre back needed, left back needed. To me, a whole new midfield needed, right winger needed, striker needed. So he's low on that list. But do I want to see somebody else land at the start of next season? Absolutely, and I think it will happen. I don't think Ten Hag is going to do to De Gea what Pep did to Joe Hart. I don't think it'll be that bad, but I think eventually it will get there. Because De Gea, you just can't play him. You just can't play that way. Yeah, go on, fam.
And David Day is on 350k right now. It's hard to even get him out the club, so we have to consider that as well. He's on huge money, so he's definitely look like he will be number one for next season. But the season after that is where you look at the keeper. As you said there, Flawless, our problem, number one priority is not the goalkeeper. It's probably low on our list. We need to fix what the main issues are. So when we progress from next season, if it's a situation where we fixed up our midfield, we've halfway fixed up our defense and up front, and the next step is to get a new goalkeeper, then let it be. But still, the goalkeeper is no priority right now. We don't need to focus on that. We have so many keepers as it is. We're trying to get rid of them. We're trying to get rid of some. So the keeper is not a problem right now, in my opinion.
You lot, again, good question there, Devil. Continue to get your questions in. Big up to Noah. He says, big up to Sarcasm City TV and Red United TV, the legend. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, don't forget that as well. Big up to Unknown T in the cut. So Head says Pogba to Manchester City. I've spoke on this and I'll speak on this again because some people might not have. It makes sense for all parties involved. Do I believe it happens? No. Do I believe there's any legitimate truth to this rumor? No. But if you're Paul Pogba, if you're not forget being Paul Pogba, if you're any football player at the top level and Manchester City potentially are coming in for you, why would you not go to Manchester City? Look at the team they have, look at the manager they have. They consistently challenge for top honors. You're pretty much guaranteed to win at least one trophy every season. You're going to be there and thereabouts in the Premier League. You're going to be there or thereabouts in the Champions League. Both domestic cups, you're going to be there or thereabouts. And they play a great brand of football, especially if you're an attacking player as well. You're going to see the majority of the ball. I'm a Manchester United fan, but if Manchester City came in for me and I'm kicking ball, I'm like, why would I not consider that? Again, for chaos purposes, would it be hilarious? Yes. For all the people, Manchester United fans who say, "Oh, Pogba's this and that, he's terrible and he's a virus." Why would you dislike him going to Manchester City if that's the case? That's what makes no sense to me. He's a terrible player. He's a bad influence. He's a virus. He don't care. So why would you care about somebody like that going to your rival? Surely he called disruption there. Or do you know he's a good player? Because who cares about disloyalty? Nobody would be complaining if Phil Jones went to Manchester City or McTominay went to Liverpool. So why all of a sudden we complaining because you man rate him? But your thoughts on this? Pogba to City.
Pogba to City, of course, as a footballer, if you're not any other footballer, logically you will think you'll be like saying yes. But with Paul Pogba to Man City, the situation for him, wouldn't blame him if he was to go to Man City. Like I said last week, I don't blame him if he went to City. It just basically means he wants to get back at us, and also he's thinking about his career progression. He wants to win some trophies. He wants to play one of the best managers in world football, Pep Guardiola, as well. So yeah, it makes perfect sense for him footballing wise, you know. But in terms of what could happen, the aftermath could be ugly. So Paul Pogba did see, as you saw yesterday, Fabrizio Romano even said, and reports have come out that it's never going to happen anyway. It's most likely that this guy will probably go abroad. You know, I can't have a go at him as a fan, as a Manchester United fan. I can't get mad. I can only understand why he goes to Man City. Just like when Tevez went to City, I understood that they didn't want to pay the fee, Manchester United itself, and the way Ferguson just treated Tevez, the way he just favored Berbatov over Tevez, you just naturally saw it and you understood. It's the same situation as Paul Pogba. The media hates him. Our own fans booed him. Some of them don't love him, you know, and etc. And why not? Why not? If that was me and I was feeling a bit spiteful and bitter, I say, you know what? Screw you, man. Man's going to the noisy neighbors, bro, and I'm going to be noisy with them. You get me?
Yeah. Just on a petty thing. Just on a petty
petty
thing. Yeah. I hear that. Just on a petty thing. I hear exactly what you're saying. Bailly too. Yeah, exactly that, my guy. Bailly too. 100%.
Bailly's leaving.
Yeah, now because you were saying Bailly in terms of clearing out the wage budget. If Pogba goes, we can use the wages to build up a new squad. Absolutely. Pyramid scheme says, big up, please louder, David De Gea prop. Let's not forget when him and Pickford were competing for most errors leading to goals. De Gea needs competition, but not urgently. This is what I said, pyramid scheme. If you go back and watch ManDem United's at the end of last season and leading up to this season that's just gone, I was saying I would let him go because he's not been good for 3 years, and we can't be waiting 4 years for you to get right. Like, this is Manchester United Football Club. Word to Saeed, we can't be waiting around for 4 years for you to feel like you want to play at a high level. But we have major issues in that. Like, is the hair a problem? Yes. But like I said, he's low down on the list. Outside of the playing squad, even when you look at the coaching staff, which Ten Hag is dealing with, when you look at scouts, medical staff, recruitment, DOF, he's low. He's probably not even top 20. Like, let's keep it real, pyramid scheme. Like, but do I believe he is a problem going forward at some point that needs to be addressed? Absolutely. Yeah, I hear this, Daniel. De Gea saved you from embarrassment. Just need a future replacement as backup for now. But yeah, I'm not with De Gea going forward. Big up to Rowan in the cut as well. Big up to you. Where else we at? Yeah, De Gea is a low priority. Doubt Ten Hag will do anything until he fixes the rest of the squad, which will take a few windows. I hear that. Big up to Westbrook is goated as well. Big up the panel and the chat. Flawless, doesn't Ten Hag's whole style of play depend on a ball playing keeper just like Pep's? Yes. However, he's gonna work with what he has, because adding to Pep, we've seen him go in and get rid of Joe Hart, but we've seen him work with the fullbacks he had. And then when them fullbacks didn't work for that season, he got rid of all those fullbacks and brought in 3 fullbacks for like 150, 200 M's, I think it was. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what he'll do, because it's impossible for Ten Hag to get everything he wants. Impossible. There's no way. Like, if you actually in an ideal world gave him everything he wants, he'd probably bring in 15 players. Or bring in 10 players and 5 youth players. That's not really plausible. It's not really plausible. So that's what I would say on that. It does depend on it, but he'll work with De Gea for the time being, type of thing, and just try to implement his style. And De Gea may surprise us. He may not be as bad as we think it is.
True.
Fully agree. The goalkeeper is the least of our problems at the moment. He's been one of our better players this season. Yeah. We should go for Mukiele as our right back and sell Wan-Bissaka. Maybe Wan-Bissaka may go back to Palace. And that's, like I said, Mukiele, I've not seen a lot of him, but he's a name who consistently pops up. Here's a good question. And Westbrook is going. We'll go to you first on this, Ivorian. Do you think we will win a trophy next season?
Oh, that is an interesting question and a good question, you know. Honestly speaking, as of right now, the way my mind is thinking, I don't think Manchester United will win a trophy next season. Because, of course, we don't know how things will turn out next season, you know. We need to see the signings first before we make that decision. So I'm only making my decision based on what the current squad is, the current situation, and where we will go in the future. I don't think Manchester United will win a trophy next season. We'll probably get close to winning a trophy. And if he was to win a trophy, it most likely will beat the domestic cup competitions, such as your Carabao Cup or your FA Cup, or more importantly, which I also value, the Europa League. It will be one of those competitions we're most likely to win. But in terms of if you're asking Westbrook, the big competitions, that's a hell no. All like I said before, all I'm interested in seeing Manchester United show progression, play good football, that I can see something, and I can see the players are developing week in, week out, and then at the end of the season, we finish in a decent position, then I'm happy with that, because I want to see what Liverpool fans saw in Jurgen Klopp in his first 6 months from January up to April. They screeched that, said, yeah, I can see something, because before that, we couldn't see anything, We even took our magnifying glasses to try and see Ollie Ball, but we still couldn't figure it out. So, come on, man. Come on.
Yes.
How are you, Flores? Do you honestly think that Manchester United next season could win a trophy?
No, what? Call it, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to use the word correctly. It's more this optimism, but it's something added in. Call it, I'm being very, very I'm being very, very optimistic. But yes, I do. When I look at that Europa League, maybe this is reactionary to Ten Hag. It is very much so, because he's not even landed here yet. I really can see us winning the Europa League. When I look at it and look at the team we have, obviously that's going to change. But I'm talking about the players leaving. I'm saying because we still have talent within the side. We still have De Gea there. We still have Varane. We still have Lindelof. People know I'm not the biggest fan of, but we still have Lindelof. This is at Europa League level I'm talking about. When you still have Dalot, you have Bruno, you have Fred, you have Sancho. You have Ronaldo if he stays. You have Martial if he stays. You have Diallo. These are players, to me, them I just mentioned there, that are more than good enough to compete at Europa League level. We got all the way to the final with Ollie in charge. So I'm looking at it and going, Ten Hag is a miles better manager. Miles better. He's more than quadruple the manager in terms of levels that Ollie is. And Ollie managed to make it to a final. So I think if we get our recruitment even half right, if we bring in 6 players and 3 of them fit, and adding into what we have, the level of the Europa League, which I don't think is very high. Obviously, things can always change. You might get a very good side from the Champions League dropout, depending on the groups. There's no reason why we can't target the Europa League, and there's no guarantee we're in the Europa League. We may end up in the Conference League, people.
Yeah, if we're in there, I want us to win that too, bro.
And that's my thing is that would increase. I think that would increase our chances of winning a competition in the Conference League, because that is obviously the third tier. You're playing worse teams as well. You don't have to worry about Champions League dropouts either. So I'm looking at it like, yes, I don't know what it is, but something's telling me we win either the Conference League or the Europa League, because it depends on tonight. Obviously, Liverpool play Southampton. And if Liverpool drop points, that means City win the league. Therefore, West Ham do play City on the last day of the season. If West Ham win and we lose to Crystal Palace, which could happen, we could easily lose to Crystal Palace. We finish 7th and end up in the Conference League. But I'm looking at it, them 2 one of those European cups, whichever we're in, whether it's Europa League or Conference League, I believe we can win. I fully believe we can win. Call it me being extremely optimistic, which I am. But for whatever reason, I'm looking at Ten Hag and I'm like, I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm hearing. And when I say I like what I'm seeing, people, I'm talking about before he's landing, all these people leaving from behind the scenes. I like the things that Ralph said. I like the fact that Ten Hag could have easily celebrated winning the Dutch league. Where it's like, no, I'm coming over straight away. This needs to get sorted. All the players we have leaving. Adding the fact we still have some talent there. Adding the fact the Europa League / Conference League isn't the strongest. And also the domestic cups as well, because you never know. That domestic cups depend a lot on the luck of the draw. Because if United you never know if we just continue to get, say, lower league opposition or teams down in the bottom half of the Premier League. There's no reason why in the Carabao Cup or FA Cup we can't reach the last stages. There's no reason why we can't. As if we avoid City, Liverpool, we can beat anybody. To me, in a one-off game, like even the we should have beat Middlesbrough. Obviously, our strikers decided to start missing open nets and all them things, but that's a whole nother conversation. So yeah, and maybe it's desperation I'm talking with as well. But like just right now, I'm saying yes, we can win a trophy next season, 100%. So Ahead says, why are United not talking about CDM as a priority in the first window under Ten Hag? I think we are, because I think De Jong falls under that bracket, but he's not the DM we need because he's not a lone six. But from people I've spoken to, I've watched him and how he played at Ajax, it was a 4-2-3-1, and it was De Jong played as in the double pivot, and Donny van der Beek played as the more advanced midfielder. So I believe the De Jong links I like because that means it's De Jong, say a new number 6, and Donny as an advanced midfielder, which means it's a whole midfield overhaul, which I want. Absolutely. So we'll get linked. Zahed, we still got time. You know what I'm saying? It's only the 17th of May. And we are going to get linked with everybody. Zahed, your name's going to pop up. We are going to get linked with everybody. I'm guarantee it. Manchester, like the rumor mill is going to be going crazy. And also what people are forgetting as well, because of where the World Cup is, and the World Cup's right before January, anybody who has a good World Cup is going to get linked with us in January. Absolutely, especially because Holland are there. And if Holland have a good World Cup, we are going to get linked with every Dutch player. Guaranteed. What are you telling me, man? What's your thoughts on this, Ivan?
You know what, yeah? First of all, let me just big up Ten Hag as well, because you said one thing right there. I love the fact that Ten Hag has said, nah, bro, man's not taking a holiday. I got work tomorrow, Monday, bro, at Manchester United. I love the fact that he cut his holiday short, the celebration with the fans, and said, I've got real work to do, already starting to plan for next season ahead. When I was reading the quotes, I was straight away started writing diss tracks for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know. I'm not going to lie, because I love the things that Ten Hag was saying about the challenge as well, the fact that there's a lot of work to do to get Manchester United back to the state that they need to be. That shows a serious manager it's all about planning and planning to the T to make things perfect. He already knows what the current situation is at Manchester United. Man, I loved the interview that he did yesterday. I was listening to it, like I said before. I was writing lyrics for early, brother. I was out here rapping to Tupac. I was like, here, man. First of all, fuck the clique and the crew. Fuck your crew and fuck your legacy as well, man. a real legend don't be dick riding on a fucking bench for life, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Out here, man. But big up to that, man, because Ten Hag is doing things right now, man. I am so damn happy. Regarding the centre defensive midfield situation, as you can see there, if you guys have been in tune with the last couple of days, De Jong has been linked to Manchester United. Although, like Flawless said, he's not predominantly a centre defensive midfielder. But
yeah, he's not a lone six, but he can play in a double pivot. So which I'm all for.
It is a position where he can play as well. If he needs to drop back to pick up the ball and keep things moving and ticking in midfield, he's able to do that. Because if you go back to Ajax times, he was that guy that started off and spearheaded most of the majority of Ajax's attack from deep as well, getting the ball from midfield, even intercepting as well and tackling. He was actually good at Ajax, especially in the Champions League game. I saw a clip of him putting Vinicius Jr. on the floor from just getting the ball off of him and spearing to that midfield. Center defensive position, even though we're not linked a lot, because of course everyone been talking about Tushimeni, they've been talking about so many other defensive midfield players. It will come. I know that, like I said before, we spoke that midfield is a priority at Manchester United. Absolutely. To get that balance right, and Manchester United will be linked. We've got a long summer ahead, man. And we know that we'll be linked with 1,000 holding midfielders by the time we get to September, because we know exactly how the media loves it. The clickbaits, they love it.
Remember, the season starts earlier because of the World Cup. So season starts August, fam. It's early August.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
Early August. Yeah, it's early August. Because I think the Community Shield game is like August the 6th. So that's like right at the start. Because of the World Cup, they've pushed it all forward. So that's what it is. But yeah, you're right. We are going to get linked with everybody. That's why I'm not even paying. Will we discuss it on here? Yes, but do I take it all with a pinch of salt? Like I said, we are going to get linked with any half-decent Dutch player, anybody Ten Hag has managed before. Guaranteed, people. That Memphis Depay link coming. Depay, De Ligt, the Young's already started. I'm trying to think who else. There'll be more people. Daily Blind, trust me, there'll be more.
We've got Timber been linked as well, and Timber can also play holding midfielder, right back, and also a centre back. And as you know, guys, there are some talks between the clubs. There's been talks with Anthony as well. I
like the Anthony links. I do. I really do. Noah says, do you think Rashford will get his form back on the Ten Hag? Ivorian, we'll go to you on that one first.
I've been looking for Rashford's form for 5 years, fam. Even he's been looking for his form since last season, wondering where the hell it's been, bro. Where's it hiding? Ten Hag, again, I said it earlier on. Ten Hag is a coach first before he's a manager, you know. So if he feels like he can get the best out of Marcus Rashford by sitting him down and drilling him on where to be in certain positions and how to finish and make the right decisions, then you can get his form back. Form is temporary, class is permanent. So let's just hope that Rashford's form is just only temporary. The class bit is a question mark with Marcus Rashford, but he's got some class to him and he's got the talent. So definitely Ten Hag can get his form back as long as the team has their form back. Because I know Ten Hag's team, it's not about individual brilliance. It's about the team, and he puts the team first. So if the team functions well, everyone can function. Everyone can play. Everyone raise the level above, you know what I mean? And you've seen it there. You've seen it at Liverpool. You've seen it at Man City. Yeah. As long as the team functions well and the team plays as a team and not individual brilliance, then you don't have to worry because you'll get the numbers, It gets spread out easy. You'll get the assist, because your teammates make it easier for you. Yeah. It is what it is.
Do I think Rashford will get his form back under Ten Hag? Do I believe we'll ever get that Rashford back that we've seen in the past in terms of that number of goals, that number of assists, that much impact? No, I just don't think he has it anymore. I don't think he has it anymore. Can he become an effective squad player again under Ten Hag? Maybe. With the right system like Ivorian spoke on, yes. But again, Sancho's a better left winger. So he's either going to be backup left winger. We're probably going to sign a right winger, whether that's Anthony, whether that's Rafinha, who I want, or somebody else. He's going to be backup striker too, whether it's Ronaldo. I heard reports saying Ten Hag wants a new striker regardless. So where's he going to play? He's going to be a squad player. And he doesn't seem, from reports coming out, when you hear of he's bemused as to why he's been dropped. He wants guaranteed game time. I just think he needs to be moved on. I think he's in that Lingard situation in terms of where Lingard was last season and moving to West Ham on loan and where both him and Lingard are now. Rashford is still more than good enough to be a Premier League player somewhere else. That's what I'd say. He's still good enough. To me, he's good enough, but I just don't think at Manchester United. Whether Ten Hag thinks he can turn him around, that's a whole nother conversation. But I'm personally done with it. I've had enough. When I see you not applying yourself, it's a wrap. Yeah, go on, fam.
To be bemused of why you're not getting game time is also a problem. You're not really looking at yourself. You're not looking at your videos. I always urge people when you create things, content, whatever, performance-wise, always watch your performance back and see where you can improve. And sadly, Rashford, I don't believe he does that because he can't understand why he's not getting game time. He's never seen a clip of himself this season of the amount of stupid things he's done this season. Like, to question why am I not starting, and you don't even notice that you're being playing shit. Like, it's the next thing. But I truly hope that Ten Hag can get this player that we all thought would be an amazing player. We all thought and compared him to Mbappe. We want that player back. We really do want that player. I want that confidence back. I want that Marcus Rashford that was confident, that was up himself, with Ten Hag's magic as well, because it's needed, man. I don't want to see Marcus Rashford be that player that never made it, because, again, I see big things for him. I see the talent that he has. It's just the application of making the right decision has always been a problem. If that can get fixed, then we will be fine. With Marcus. Marcus will be a squad player next season. He needs to accept that and work his way back into the starting 11. That's one thing that needs to happen because he needs to learn the hard way. Yeah, he's received a silver spoon for the whole entire career of Manchester United. And the first time he's actually getting spanked and punished by his parents, he's shocked.
Yeah, he's shocked. Yeah,
he's shocked. Like
100%.
Me, golden child, getting the cane, getting the belt. You're telling me to go and pick up my own stick and make sure it's a good stick to whip me with? It's never happened to me in my life. So you don't know what's going on. You can't handle the situation that's going on, Yes, continue, Flawless.
Facts, that's cool. I was letting you go. Big up to my guy Deviant as well. Says big up every time. Ten Hag does have a big job on his hands, but he said he wanted to challenge, so I gotta respect that. Also, I read including United. Including youth players. United will release 11 players. What the fuck needs to be done? If we letting 11 players go, whether it's youth players, whether it's senior players, because Deviant, we got a lot of players out of contract, so it'd be more than 11. If you include youth players, it's definitely more than 11. Could be up to 15, 16, which again, I don't know about the youth players, but the senior players, I'm happy with whoever wants to leave and that. Like, I'm tired. Like, I don't complain. I don't care about a complete revamp. Blow it up and start again. Like, we don't have we trying to build the foundations for the foundations. Like I've said before, this is the rebuild from the rebuild. Like, people talk about building on a solid foundation. We have to build the solid foundation. people. Like really taking what I just stated there. We are building the foundation for the foundation because we can't even build. We need to build on a level playing field on a level ground, and we don't have one currently. This Gonna blogger says, I'm putting it out here from now. I'm anticipating Ralph's next press conference. The man may as well be named CM Punk. This man been dropping nothing but pipe bombs for weeks. Facts. I love that. His press conferences have been a breath of fresh air, and this is why I'm a big fan of him, and this is why I'm so optimistic. Because if he's talking that openly, whether him and Ten Hag have had conversations or whenever they do speak, he's going to be open to him about it as well, even more so. Because if he's saying that publicly, imagine what he's going to say privately. So I'm all for it. Dan says, midfield is the priority, need 3 of them. I agree. I want 3 midfielders. 100%. I like Donny. Donny's the only midfielder we have currently at the side I want to see starting week in, week out. I want to see another number 8/6 and a number 6. I want to see those come in.
I want to ask you why do you want to see him playing consistently week in, week out? Because he's been on loan at Everton and it hasn't been the best loan so far. It hasn't worked out at all. I know injury has played a part in the situation, but it hasn't worked out. So I want to know what makes you want to see him. It's just that you just want to see him give him the chance.
Yes, literally. That's it. Give him the chance to either succeed or fail. Like, that's unfair. Like, I've seen people say, "Oh, players not being given a chance is a myth." No. How do we know if a player is good enough or not if we don't watch it? How are you telling me the film's good or not and you've not watched the film? You've watched 20 minutes of a 2.5-hour film. How are you telling me? That's like me sit here and saying, "Yo, Doctor Strange is terrible." And Ivorian goes, "How much have you watched of it? 15 minutes." How do you know? Or me sitting here and saying Batman's awful. Batman's 3 hours. How much have you watched of it? 40 minutes. That's unfair. Give man an unfair chance. This is someone saying, "Oh, this podcast is Sarcasm City TV is terrible." Well, how much have you watched? 10 minutes of a show. So you don't know. People are always quick to try and judge. This is why I see people in the comments talking about certain players, and I always say, "How much have you watched of him? What is your sample size?" People are always quick to either say a player is the best ever, he's generational, or write off a player. How are you telling me if Timber's good enough or not? Have you watched Ajax week in, week out? You can have an idea of watching highlights and watching compilations, but you can't tell me because you've not watched this man week in, week out for 90 minutes. Same with Anthony. And no one's done that with Donny. Give Donny a fair opportunity to succeed or fail. Like, nobody can tell me. Let him start 3-4 games in a row. We all know McTominay's not good enough. Why? Because we've seen McTominay week in, week out for however long. This guy's played over 30 games a season. We know what we are getting with you. We can guess the level. This is why I always talk about sample size. And this is why you see reactionary takes on social media all the time. Let Ten Hag land and we win 3 games in a row. We're winning everything according to certain Manchester United fans. Now let Ten Hag land and we lose 2 games and draw 1 out of the first 3. It's going to be Ten Hag. We shouldn't have got him in. The league's not ready. It's 3 matches.
Yeah, I know. I can see that coming as well.
Yeah, man. We already know, man. So reactionary. So that's why I want to see Donny. On top of that, I actually believe Donny's talented too, because we've seen that. 3, he's linked up with the manager who got the best out of him before. It's also a familiar face and someone to work with for Ten Hag, which helps him bedding. Maybe Donny can get across Ten Hag's message on the pitch to the players. He's kind of like your captain out there type of thing, even though he's not got the armband. We've seen Tuchel do it with Rudiger. Tuchel landed, I'm German, Rudiger's German. So Rudiger's now your lieutenant on the pitch, and he's giving out messages and things of that nature. So I'm all for it. People are quick to write off players. Unless a player's in the Premier League and you've been watching them week in, week out, or it's a foreign league you watch. I don't want to hear your opinions on any of those players. Don't tell me about Timber. Don't tell me about Anthony. Don't tell me about De Jong unless you're watching them on a regular basis. You can have an idea. Yes, that's cool. Compilations every now and again in their league. Champions League every now and again. But don't draw a line in the sand. Say this is when I look at him. This is how I'm looking at it. But midfield is definitely a priority because I don't even like the backup. I've said this. We need 2 6s. We need 2. To me, I would like 2 6s to land, and I want 2 8s to land. So then we'd have a number 6, a number 6, a 6/8, and Donny, and then backing that up, you would have the other number 6, Fred and Bruno, and then McTominay can be like 7th choice. That's in the ideal world for me. But yeah, that's why I take the field apart.
We also have players as well in the academy that I would like to see get a fair chance, which is of course Hannibal. Like let's see what he's got in it because of he's been moved into the first team, and ever since he's been moved into the first team, we haven't seen anything of him. We've only seen a couple of minutes. I want to see exactly the because we spent a lot of money at his age, you know. We spent a good amount of money to get Hannibal into the academy. So I want to see how good he is. And he needs that chance as well. So next season, if Ten Hag feels like he's ready for the first team, if he needs to get on, so be it. But if he feels like he's ready, I want to see him in because that's also a position that needs to be occupied. I'm glad to see a lot of these players, midfielders, go. I'm glad to see Mata go. It's been a long time coming. Right. Matic as well. It's also been his time to go as well. So and Pogba was. I'm not happy to see him go, but I understand and I accept it with grace at the end of the day. But I want to see Hannibal get a fair chance as well, and I want to see this Garnacho guy as well get a chance as well because you've got talent. Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw the FA Cup final. The youth ever got? We've got talent.
I didn't watch it.
I did, guys. I did, and we've got talent. Garnacho's a talent. We got another Alvarez. We got an Alvarez guy called Bruno Alvarez or something like that. Or he looks like a decent left back. We want to see
Lewis as well. They got my guy Lewis.
They got Carefree Lewis as well, man. I'm waiting for you to pass me the Arsenal pack too, bro. I'm waiting for my twos, bro. Do you get me, fam? We've been waiting for that, bro. But yeah, man, let's pick up because at the end of the day, again, we need to focus on our midfield, as we said, flawless, man. The midfield is a priority. We need to win games in midfield. It's been how many years since we've ever we can say we won the midfield battle? Because it's been years. It's been under Jose as well.
It's been years, fam. You're not lying. It has been years. You lot continue to get your questions in as well. Make sure you hit the like button on the video though. Let's push them likes up. Mods, please get everybody liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Share it across all the socials as well, people. Well, I want to get to some more good comments as well. This is a good one. This is a good question from Ghana. Do you think McTominay survives? Do you think Fred is on the way out? I didn't want to butcher your first name. That's why I called you Ghana, my guy, because I would have butchered that and I didn't want to. Do I think McTominay survives? Yes. Just the only reason why I think he survives is because of the amount of midfielders who are leaving. So unless we bring in 3 new midfielders and then 3 midfielders come through the youth system, I still see him being part of the squad because you're all that's left. That's why you have to kind of get used. You're all that's here. And do I think Fred is on the way out? No. I believe with that high intensity, high press, Fred suits down to a T. So I think Fred will be utilized. I don't want to see Fred in the first team, but do I want to see Fred as a squad player? Absolutely. To me, he fits the bill for what you're trying to do.
I laughed about the McTominay surviving. Of course, it's so funny that Alex Ferguson's nephew or godson, whatever it is, man, like for some reason he's been fast-tracked to this Manchester United team and everyone speaks highly of him. And of course, because he's got the passion, the desire, the work rate, and etc., but lacks everything else as a midfielder. He will be a squad player next season. Fred is a player that I think Ten Hag will like. You know, Ralph likes him. Even I liked Fred as well, man. He's got the energy. He gets about, and that's what's needed as well for this Manchester United team. And Ten Hag will want someone to cover a lot of grounds. I don't particularly see him as a starting player for next season, but someone that will come in and out of the team. Fred has more chance of surviving than McTominay, in my own opinion. You know, but for some reason, the hierarchy at Manchester United and people around Scotland team, Scottish legends and etc., and also the English legends and English pundits, they all rate McTominay really highly, and I just don't know why. They don't see what we see, where he hides in midfield, makes himself unavailable for a pass all the time, unable to spread the ball, but he can cover grounds. That's what they want. Cover grounds and get your shorts dirty. That's all they want these days. That's what satisfies these men. You know, getting the shorts dirty, get some green stains on your shorts, bro, and your socks. Is that what you really like? I'm telling you, sometimes I get fed up with the standards of pundits, of the quality of football that they want from a Manchester United player, a player that gets his shorts dirty. Really?
You're not lying. You're not lying, fam. You're not lying. How to be? Ronan says, what's the progression/achievement timeline for Ten Hag to get patience from the fan base? He'll never get patience from this timeline. He'll never get patience from this fan base. Not all of it, should I say. There'll be sections of this fan base who will give him patience, Ronan. Then there'll be sections of the fan base who won't give him any patience. I'll pay attention to either anyway if I'm Manchester United. I've said this. Don't pay, and I include myself in that as a fan. Don't pay attention to what I want, what I need. Go and do your job, what you're paid to do. Go get results. Go put in good performances and go win trophies. And that shuts up 99.9% of the fan base. If you do those things, go and implement all the things we need. Go implement a style of play. Let us have a philosophy. Let's see a clear idea in terms of recruitment. And then everybody pretty much shuts up. So that's what I would say. In terms of the progression, they're the things I want to see. I've said this. I want to see style of play implemented. So I can look at Manchester United and go, okay, I can see exactly what we're trying to do. Even if results are bad and results are going wrong. I want to see better performances. I want to see a plan of action, whether that's defensively and we're playing against a side that's better than us, or whether we're playing a side who we are better than. I'm trying to see that as well. And just a clear idea in terms of recruitment, in terms of profile of player. So I can watch a player play for another team and go, he's a Manchester United player. Like, oh, he would fit our midfield. Oh, that fullback would fit us. Oh, that winger would fit us. Similar how when you watch certain players, you go, he fits Manchester City and Pep. Or you watch a certain player and go, he fits Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. That's where we need to go. No, he's a Manchester United player. Look at that fullback. Like, I watched the one clip of Diaz before he signed for Liverpool when he was linked with them. And I went, yeah, he's a Liverpool player. I look at St. Maximum and go, you would fit perfectly in with Liverpool. Not saying he's going there, but I could see him with that. Grealish, even though he's not gone well for him at Manchester City, fits. He fits what they're trying to do. Like, people will criticize, and I think that the second season he'll be better. But that's a whole nother conversation. What are you telling me?
As we said earlier on, just like you said before, obviously you have to co-sign what you said right there. We want to see a good brand of football. You know, something that identifies with Manchester United. This is the new Manchester United. This is the way we are going to be playing. We want to see that, and we want to see players up their performance from last season. I mean, from this season. That's what we want to see, and that's what we call progression. The timeline, achievement of timeline, we gave that scrub 3 years, Wally. We gave him 3 years. We can afford to give Ten Hag 3 years, man, if we seriously back him, because, of course, we said it again, we're seeing what's happening in the background. People are losing their jobs, you know. No one's safe at Manchester United headquarters, bro. You think you made it through Friday, you just wait till Monday, because the pressure and anxiety just kicks back up on Monday for these guys, these staff members that work at Manchester United. So we're seeing that changes. When we get the deputy director of football in, we'll be better.
Yeah.
So yeah, 3 years is my timeline for Ten Hag, because we gave someone 3 years that didn't deserve the job in the first place. So yeah, I'm gonna be, guys, you can call me as salty and selfish. He left 6 months ago, bro. That's in my brains, bro. It's scarred there for a long time, you know. There's a lot of damage that's been done at Manchester United. Even prior to Oli, Jose done damage, and it hurts. It still hurts. I'm still bitter about it. But yeah, we can give the guy 3 years. Just show us good football. Show us players that are improving, and I'm happy with that. If we get close to the semi-finals or the finals of any competition, cup competition, I'm happy with that. As again, I'm happy. I'm happy with the manager we got. It's the first time I've ever said this is the manager that I've wanted. Like, the previous managers were not managers we were all excited for. They weren't managers that we really, really want. We had to settle. The Louis van Gaal was like, okay, I thought we was going to get someone better than that. I thought we was going to get Klopp or Pep. Jose Mourinho was like, okay, he's a winner. I can probably see this shit going bad. It's not like he was the first manager in my mind. And Oli was like a surprise. Like, we didn't know he still manages. What? Caretaker? What? I thought we was going to get Poch. Yeah. And when Oli left, we thought we was going to get Poch. We ended up getting Ragnick. And Ragnick was also a manager that probably a lot of people echoed and said, maybe that's the right idea. But this time, it's a manager that we all want. Like, we all want. Like, let's get the next best thing that's rising up. We can be satisfied with that. This is a fan, to my opinion, the Ten Hag hire is a fan's decision. It is a fan's decision because the club, the board members, as we all know, would have went for Pochettino. They went with the fans this time. And let's hope that the fans are right.
Yeah, let's hope this is the correct decision. Well, yeah, like I said, I'm giving him time to do what he needs to do because of the shit show that he's walking into, and I know how bad it is. Deviant saying, I really don't want to see United balling out in the Europa Conference. Ronan says, don't want the Europa Conference League. No real reward. At least Europa League leads to Champions League. I hear this in terms of the Europa League leading to Champions League. However, beggars can't be choosers. I would take the Conference League simply because for multiple reasons. One, it's a trophy. Two, it gets our whole squad used to playing 2 games a week. This is why the whole I don't want United in Europe made no sense to me. And again, three, I reiterate, beggars can't be choosers. A trophy is a trophy. We've gone 6 years without a trophy. We need a Conference League or Europa League. We need something. Because that 6 years can easily go to 10. We cannot go 10 years without a trophy.
Exactly.
We're not winning the Premier League. We're not winning the Champions League. With Manchester City and Liverpool and Chelsea all about, winning the FA Cup and League Cup is very tough, especially if we draw one of those. It's very tough. So you could argue. I would even argue. I would say a Conference League or Europa League is our best chance of winning a trophy. So that's
Yeah.
why I don't turn my nose up at it. The worst thing about Conference League, yeah, is being banned, but I can take that. I've survived the Ollie thing. So this is why I'm all for, like, if we finish in the Conference League, cool. But I prefer Europa League, yes, because it does lead into the Champions League, and there's no guarantee we finish top four. But I'm not turning my nose up at Conference League. But that's just me, though. That's what a trophy. Don't
Yeah,
care
me
what.
too. But I also want to see Manchester United in Europe as well. I don't want a season where we it's only the Premier League and the two domestic cups. It's for us.
Well,
It's not enough. We want to see as Manchester United as twice a week at least for us fans. Europe is needed for us. Manchester United need to be in Europe, whether it's Europa League or Conference League. We need to be in Europe, man. I don't want to be doing live streams, watch along once every 2 weeks because my team is only in the Premier League. I want to do 2 watch-alongs per week. Enjoy Manchester United. It's very important for Manchester United to be in Europe, regardless whether it's the Champions League. And you, as well as fans, you want them in Europe because you want them to win.
yeah,
The European competition, you want them to win. Want to win them
yeah.
all.
I'm all for it. Like I said, go win the Europa League or Conference League, whichever one we're in. Do you see Martial staying at the club? Says go easy. No, I don't. As much as I would like to see Martial stay, I don't believe he stays. Obviously, that's a conversation for him and Ten Hag to have, but no, which then would leave us if Martial did leave. Cavani's leaving. It leaves us with one senior striker, which means we need to bring in at least a striker and maybe one from the youth system, or maybe we sign 2 strikers, which I'm all for. I'm all for it. So that's a conversation for Ten Hag and Martial to have. Pyramid Scheme says De Jong is a true box to box midfielder. We also need a straight up six. We need 2 6s to me. You know what I'm saying? We need two.
Me too.
We need 2 6s and an 8 and 2 8s, including De Jong, and another one. Because our midfield is just bare. Like, so that's just why I hear what you're saying here. Big up to Neville as well. Says big up crew here flawless. You getting linked for the holding midfield role at United. Soon come, man. Trust me. I'll go and do it. You know what I'm saying? And that. Why not? Why not? If they get desperate, I'm here, yo. United just shout, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the position I play anyway. So it is what it is. Where else we are? Let's see what final few questions we have. One that says flawless United have to buy Anthony before the World Cup because his price tag is going up after the World Cup. Yeah, if we're gonna sign him now because we need a right winger anyway. So I'm all for Ten Hag. I'm in Ten Hag. We trust whatever player he wants to bring in. Cool, go get him. And we need a right winger because our right wing is scarce. You got Rashford out there, Diallo who's landing back, and Alanga. There are right wing options, not good enough. Now, if you put in a first choice right winger and then have Diallo and Alanga as backup, I like that. That's much better. Then we have squad players as actual squad players, which Alanga and Diallo should be. Even though I'm a big fan of Diallo, he shouldn't be starting week in, week out for Manchester United at 2021. It's too much, no. Not in a rebuild, absolutely not. If we end up starting with McFred as our starting midfield, it's going to be long. It could happen. It could happen, unfortunately. It could actually happen. And if it happens, I'm not even going to screw about it. I'm like, you couldn't get the players in that he wanted to get in. We could easily start. It could easily be with Maguire and a McFred starting. And would I be annoyed about it? Yes. But it just goes to show how far we are off. So I'm like, now if he signs players and McFred starting and Maguire starting, then I'm looking at it like, that makes no sense. Yeah, go on.
Guys, even that. If you guys are banking that Maguire's gonna get dropped, listen, bro. This guy's here for life. Man United refused to take an L on this 80 million, regardless if he's had a poor season. So, us Manchester United fan, get used to seeing Captain Harry Maguire starting for Ten Hag, regardless if he's been off form or not. Because again, that's a heavy investment for Manchester United, and they don't want to lose that. So the fans were hoping that he'll get benched. He won't get benched, man. I had to tell my friends that, guys, Maguire's here for life. This 80 million, they won't refuse. Not at all, man. So I won't be surprised. Even if you see a McFred starting in midfield, maybe that's the best we have, and maybe he feels like he can work with it. Hey, Ragnick worked with it. You know, we all was thinking that Ragnick comes in, we're no longer going to see McFred. We still saw McFred, never changed. So you just never know, innit? Maybe they're doing something in training that only the manager sees, we never get to see as well. So yeah, and with Ten Hag, I trust as well. So if he wants to stick with that McFred, and he feels that he can polish the turd, then go ahead, do that, bro. I'm with you on that, bro.
Pretty much so. If he feels like he can, and it's all about recruitment. Like they say, we bring in 2 midfielders and we bring in a new centre back, and then we see Maguire and McFred. Then I'm looking at it funny if that's the case. Play. We just brought in a centre back. We saw it. We brought in 2 new midfielders. Why are you not playing these players consistent? Like, and that's not the first game. I'm saying if we're 5-10 games in and we're still seeing the same thing and it's not working and they're not listening. So yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. It is. Deviant says, "Nah, I reckon Grealish flops next season and leaves." Nah, I don't think he will. City players always, well, not always. A lot of them struggle in their first season. We've seen Rodri struggle in his first season. We've seen Cancelo struggle in his first season. Pep just a drill sergeant. That's all it is. Sterling wasn't. Well, if I remember correctly, I don't think Sterling was Sterling in his first season. Mahrez was the same. Gundogan was the same. The list goes on. I don't think there's any City player under Pep who's landed in his first season apart from, I think I want to say maybe Laporte.
Kevin De Bruyne landed from day one. But
yeah,
that's not under Pep. That was under someone else. My bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Flawless, bro. When can I see you fully cook Arsenal to the highest extent? When they don't finish top 4. When they don't finish top 4, catch me. I think there's a Shameless FC. Lewis is in the chat. Be able to tell us. I need to message back the group chat, but I believe there's a Shameless FC tomorrow, 6 p.m. So if that's the case, I'll be probably cooking them there and probably there, and probably on the Q&A tomorrow as well, plus more, because ManDem want to jump on the Q&A. So we'll see what's what. Don't worry, man. I always get to Arsenal slander, man. You just gotta let him marinate. That's all it is. Just gotta let him marinate. Just go to my timeline. Gotta let him marinate, man. You get what I'm saying? You clean the chicken, you put the lemon on it, you put it in the fridge, and you season it, land it in the fridge. Don't worry, man. We gonna get there, man. Slow cook. I have a strong gut feeling that we will lose our draw to Crystal Palace. A bunch of clowns will throw Ragnick under the bus for the last time because they got sold by Ten Hag. No questions asked. Alpha Ego, I don't think anybody is expecting Manchester United to win against Palace. I know I'm not. I think you're right. No one's looking at Manchester United to win that game. Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. If we win Europa League, we will be in pot 1 in the Champions League. And again, that's a plus. That's why if we are in the Europa League, I keep saying this, and you're going to hear me say this a lot during the whole summer, target that competition. Not only 1, is it a trophy, 2, it's a backdoor into the Champions League. So I really want to see us target the competition. Plus, let's keep it 100%. I said this earlier on in this very show. It's not the toughest in terms of opposition. Look at our run in it under Oli. Look at who we played. Granadas, AC Milan, Roma, even Villarreal. You didn't play any side that you look at and go, yo, this is a tough game. We need to be on this. Like I said, unless you're just unfortunate and you play a good team dropping out of the Champions League, you should be all right, to be honest. And we have more than enough, even with the players. Like I said, with the likes of De Gea, I mentioned it, Dalot, Varane, Lindelof, Fred, Bruno, Sancho, Ronaldo if he's still here, Martial if he's still here. They're players who are more than good enough to compete and play well at Europa League level, to me, under this manager as well, under Ten Hag, who's already done well in Europe in regards to the Champions League. And when I say done well, I mean has reached the last stages, has been to semi-finals, has been to quarterfinals. He has European experience. But this way, he's done better in Europe than Conte. And everyone hails up Conte. Our manager is currently better than Conte in Europe. Is he a better manager than Conte overall? No. But in Europe, Conte is just Ollie with long hair. Let's keep it real. Facts.
Oh no!
Check this one, Ivorian. They both won the same amount. They both won the same amount of knockout ties in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Ollie's won 1. Conte's won 1.
Conte struggles to get to the second round.
Yeah, he struggles, and Ollie's knockout game was much more impressive. Conte's was against Neil Lennon Celtic. You know, it's the same people. So that's why, innit? And people are hailing up Conte. Cool, Conte quality manager domestically. In Europe, Spurs are gonna get moved to. Don't get moved to. But hey, that's Spurs lookout. But big up to Spurs for doing the job that needs to be done. Big up to Alice as well, who says, big up, guys. Big up to you as well. Timo says, Liverpool to lose tonight. We feasting tomorrow on Shameless in the Q&A. Facts. Sarcasm City Sports Q&A will be back. Obviously, it's Wednesdays and Sundays, people. Check out the upcoming live stream schedule. Let you know all the shows that are coming up, including ManDem United, Q&As, watch-alongs, plus more. Oh, yeah, as well, speaking of Arsenal, Cam did put out a tweet. Shout out to my guy, Cam. Gonna talk from the Arsenal podcast. Will be coming back. So I'm gonna talk to Cam. I'll be bringing that back. Not sure if it'll be a weekly basis, a fortnightly basis, but he's got a lot to get off his chest in regards to Arsenal. Alice says here, would you take Henry? Would you take Henry, left back from Brentford? He's had a good season. I've not watched Brentford like that, so I can't really comment. I don't know.
Neither have I, man. I don't know who the hell Henry is. In fact, I even read it as Henry. Like,
yeah, I know I read it as Henry automatically. You know what I'm saying?
That's how much we don't know about him.
That's what it is. 100%. Scholar Blogger says Ten Hag's going to be shocked to see these men doing rondos in person the way our United put out videos of them, like they tiki-taka. He'll be fully prepared. Alpha Eagle says, this is the question. Will the board get the players Ten Hag actually wants? Will he go for the cheap version just like they did on the previous managers? The Glazers would buy Anthony off wish.com if Ten Hag wanted the real one. But that's on who I put that on is on Ten Hag. That's a conversation he should have had with the board in negotiations. That's something they need to sort out within negotiations in terms of him having a say. Because if you're a manager and you're not having a say on your recruitment, you're set up to fail. And if you take that job, you're foolish. That's why I fully believe that Ten Hag will have a say. I don't believe he's landed and it's like, right, you're going to get the players we're giving to you. Absolutely not. What are you telling me, fam?
And you know what? And I just generally feel like Manchester United themselves have gone off the whole stigma of signing like high-profile players and etc. Already established players. Or buy Brexit players. They've probably come off that. They probably feel like they want to go to buying players that fit the profile of what the manager's philosophy is. So definitely, I feel like they will go all the way and back Ten Hag. And if it's a cheap version, it's probably a cheap player. It's not a cheap version, just a cheaper player from a different league that has the same qualities that's required to play at the Premier League. Because I know, like, with Ten Hag there, Ralph Ragnick there, and potential, I'm just saying, a Paul Mitchell coming in, they will find gems. You can find gems in Europe. You can find gems in South America. You can find a gem. I don't know, but I was going to say my own continent, Africa, but I don't.
Of course, you can find gems in Africa.
You can find a gem, but it'll be very, very hard to find a gem in the African continent. But definitely South America, you can find one there. North America, and also in Europe, man. You can find a gem in Kazakhstan, bruv, and it won't cost you that much. With them guys, they're used to doing that. Ten Hag is used to targeting players on a small transfer sum, same as Ralph Ragnick had to do that as well in his previous tenure as Red Bull development manager or whatever he was doing. He found gems for peanuts, and sold them for a lot of money. So with them guys there, I can truly believe that they'll get the best version of players that they need to take this team to the next level. Again, they've moved on from the previous way of buying players, Brexit football, and global superstars. They're moving away from that, man. We don't care about how many Instagram followers as you got. Can you play football? Can you hit the ball in the back of the net? That's all we want to know. Now, exactly so. But yeah, man.
I'm my bad guy. Tell me how to pronounce your name. If I pronounce it wrong, just type it out in the chat and I pronounce your name correctly. My apologies.
Elias or Elis?
I have no idea. So when he types it out, I'll make sure I do that. United board ain't cheap. They just buy the wrong players. I hate this pyramid scheme. And again, that's why recruitment and having the correct board upstairs. That's why I like the fact that so many people have been let go. Another one. All these people we didn't know who was doing all these jobs. Like somebody got to be held accountable for this team. Well, not even this team, for this business not doing well. You know what I'm saying? This football team not doing what it's supposed to. Somebody has to be held accountable. And I'm all for it. And it's facts, Deviant. People don't want to hear it, but in Europe, Conte is just Oliver long hair. Someone tell me the difference. Domestically, Conte is cold. Don't get mistaken. But his European record for a top-level manager is horrendous. Like, Ten Hag's already outdone him at Ajax. Bear in mind that Conte's had has had winning teams. He's had a Chelsea who won the Premier League. He's had an Inter Milan who won Serie A, and he's done that terrible. It's crazy. Is it Ilyas? I'm presuming it's Ilyas. If I pronounced it wrong again, I apologize. But we are going to close out the show, people. The ManDem United podcast. We're here every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Every Thursday, 5:30 p.m. on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, talking all things Manchester United. But don't worry, we're going to keep the show going throughout the summer, people. Like, we don't stop. We didn't stop last summer. We're not going to stop this summer coming, even when it's World Cup. We're going to continue to try, depending on the times. Is that right? All right, big up, man. Even during World Cup, depending on the kickoff times, we'll even find times to do it. We'll make sure we continue to get the show going, and obviously one of the flagship shows of the channel, people. Make sure you subscribe to Red United TV, which I'm going to add to the title right now. Ivorian, anything you want to add before we leave the stream?
Again, guys, remember to keep it united. Remember to keep it calm and peaceful. Because Sunday will be another day where we might potentially be upset. But as always, guys, remember to subscribe, smash that like button. And if you want to follow me, you can always follow me on ivor_spice, Instagram, and also Twitter. And if you want to follow the official Instagram page of Red United TV, where you can get your latest news and etc., that's Red United TV 1, guys. But as of now, I can't wait to see you guys next week again, because I'm back on the show next week again. And we'll chop it up.
100%. 100%. We chop it up. And I've just added Red United TV to the title of this video. So you can click the link for the title right now, and a new tab will open, and you can go subscribe over on Ivorian's channel, and this will just keep rolling. So it doesn't matter if you're watching it live or watching this back. You can do that right now. Go and hit the link in the title, people. Don't forget as well, this show and all the other shows on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube and Twitch, apart from watch-alongs, people, are available on audio-only platforms as well. So SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcast, people, type in Sarcasm City TV. You might want to listen while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're driving, while you're at work. You might just not want to have the YouTube app open, or you might want to listen via more traditional podcast means with just the sole audio, however you prefer. Links for those are underneath in the description as well. But make sure you hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel as well, Sarcasm City TV. Don't forget the Twitch as well. We got content over there. So if you're only watching on the YouTube and following the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, you're only getting half the content, people, because we have different content over there on the Twitch. Same way you have Sky Sports 1, Sky Sports 2. It's not the same content, people. So head over to the Twitch as well, people. But like I said, Red United TV, make sure you follow it there. Make sure you follow Ivorian across all his socials as well. But we'll be back. What we got coming up today? NBA is back. Obviously, game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics, 1:30 a.m. That'll be live on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch, people. But check out the upcoming live stream schedule here on the YouTube and on the Twitch as well. But yo, love to you lot. Great questions as well. Great questions in it. So big up to you lot. This show will be back Thursday, 5:30 p.m. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.
Guys.